Kush Morning Show. It's the one and only Cherry coming live from the 863. It's kind of brewer burn on the latest bullshit. Who run it? Who run it? Who run it? Hey. It's me, it's your girl, Boss Lady, and I'm back to drop off some info, some tea. But before I get into it, I'm going to give y'all about 2 minutes to back out. Take your time. Hit that like, subscribe button. I want to shout out to my 33 subscribers. I want to shout y'all out. I want to thank y'all. I want to thank everybody who tuned in to my first 2 videos. If you haven't already, go on over there and and check those out. It's the Koffee&kushhh Show. All right. Okay, so let's jump into it. So, today's subject is definitely, I'm calling out one of my childhood comedians. I wouldn't call her idol, but I definitely am a fan of Miss Nikki Parker, a.k.a. Queens of Comedy. Nikki, I know you probably ain't stunned me, think about me, could care less, but hey, I'm going to jump right on in and chime in. Like I stated before, this is somebody that I looked up to. You know, I always respected her work. Even in the past when she had controversial or conflicts with people high in position in entertainment, I almost agree with her. Like, yeah, you know, maybe they is cool. People like Steve Harvey, Mr. Lee Daniels, Oprah. You know, these are some big, powerful names. Like, she referred to these people. Tyler Perry. You can't forget Tyler Perry. She beefed out with Tyler. She was like, hey, I'm tired of y'all. Like, I'm tired of, let God prevail and let God work it out. And I was like, you know what, Nikki? Y'all got to forgive me. I call her Nikki. Monique. I apologize, Queen. Well, actually, I can't even call her Queen no more because to me, she just being messy as fuck. That's what it boiled down to because the latest call out is D.L. Hughley. And I'm a fan of everybody who I mentioned before, but come on. I'm just going to try to stick with the facts that was presented to me and the research that I did. Okay? She just recently did a show back in May in Detroit, I believe it was Detroit. And it was an issue where she claiming that, on her way to the show, she realized she's not the headline. I guess when she looked at the tickets or whatever, she realized that she wasn't even a co-headliner and that D.L. Hughley was the headliner. So on and so on. According to D.L. Hughley, he think that Monique deliberately, showed up late to the show. And once you, like in show business, I guess once that happened, everything get out of rotation. So it sounded like to me she was just trying to go ahead and get him to go on so she could do a follow-up. Well, anyway, she gets on stage. She calls everybody out. Now, according to Steve Harvey, in the later interview on the Steve Harvey Morning Show, he stated that, first of all, she dragged him into it. And like they say, what does this have to do with your contract? A contract is something you got in way before this show. I doubt you went and collected your money not knowing what was going to go down in your order of operation that you already signed. Nobody in the audience, I don't even think D.L. Hughley had access to Monique's contract. Monique, you had all the assets in the world of your contract. And I'm going to quote unquote what she like to call her husband, which is daddy. So it sounds like that me, you, and daddy came up with this sabotage and this rouge, which leads me to the fact that I feel like Monique's downfall in the entertainment is definitely her husband. I need to get a name on him. Somebody give me his name so I can, or better yet, we could just keep calling him daddy. It don't make me no difference. Because here's the thing. He's a narcissist. And, you hate to play the blame game, but we got to look at the timeline here. Mr. Hicks. Okay, Daddy Hicks. We're going to call him Daddy Hicks. So let's look at the timeline. Monique is a very, successful African-American woman. Not only is she successful, she's just downright funny. She's entertaining. She is like a favorite household name. Who don't like the Parkers? Who didn't like her in Soul Plane? Like, come on. The Queens of Comedy. I remember sneaking watching that on my mama videotape. Like, I love Nikki Parker, okay? But she makes stuff so controversial. Everything it's like a narcissist behavior type thing, and I don't think she was like that. And now, okay, it was a whole thing back way. She just it's like her husband just had to be known, had to be known. I remember she did an article way back a couple of years ago talking about being a swinger. I ain't for it, ain't against it. Whatever rock your boat. But to me, it's just like she had to prove to the world that he existed and this my man and this how it go. That's narcissist behavior. Your man should be behind the scenes. If he your manager, he your ride or die, he should be behind the scenes letting his queen get this money, shine. Don't let nobody screw you over. But to me, like I said, I can relate to this because I have a family member who I feel like is with a narcissistic. I think I said that right. Did I say that right? Okay, I said it right. Spouse. And it comes into like role play. Like, I grew up with this person. I know this person. Like, we all changed. We ain't all the same person we was when we was 19, 20, 23. I'm 35. So I got a lot to go. But I ain't just jumped off the porch. Like, you knowing somebody switching up, you knowing somebody becoming their partner. And it could be simple as, okay, I'm having a conversation with you one day, and then things don't go right. Now you say, oh, I ain't said it. Oh, you said it. Or that significant other, whether it's male or the female, that's the narcissist, and it's usually the male, I always feel a sense of entitlement. They over exaggerate their role and feel so important. Like, you don't always gotta be seen. We don't always gotta know you love your beautiful black queen. Okay, show us, show us. Okay, so to me, the definitely the rise and the fall is definitely on Nikki. And Nikki, we're gonna pray you get some help about that because you is out here beefing with everybody in the industry. And like you say, you call these people coons. You making some real big girl accusation. And then it's like when all the blow in the back come, when everything go down, it's like, okay, where daddy at? Like, he on Twitter or Instagram beefing with DL, taking shots. It's like, won't he get a career? Won't he go be a comedian? It was funny because I think DL Hughley was like, now I know what Tyler Perry know. Now I know what Netflix know. Now I know what Steve Harvey know, because you got to keep in mind, he didn't want to kind of work with her. But he like me, he said, you know what? She ain't done nothing to me. She ain't done none of these things that the industry says she's doing. So I'm going to give her a chance. I'm going to work with her. What the hell? Boom. This man, have y'all ever been in some mess? It reminds me of middle school drama. I'm from a small town, well, city, and it just reminds me of it's always was that messy ass person that's always kept up all the drama. And guess what? The first thing they say, my name been in it, I ain't in it. Leave me out of it. Your girl ain't said. But then that was the whole damn messenger. They done started up the whole damn middle school drama. Now y'all about to fight because Nikki messy ass over here done went back and repeated something that she said and made it seem like I said. Just remind me of a bunch of foolishness. And Nikki Boo, okay, so let's just take into consideration all these people coons. Lee Daniel, you tried Nikki. Netflix, you definitely tried Nikki. Steve, dear, all y'all tried Nikki, right? Okay, all y'all coons. Let's just see it from Daddy Hicks and Nikki point of view. Now we got 50 Cent. Okay. 50 my boy. Okay. I caught the 50 era. 50 got hot when I was in, 19th grade. It's been a minute. Graduated on 5, so it's been a minute. He said, let's give Nikki a chance. Let's give her all this lost money and time. Cause now I believe he just cast her in a major role with the upcoming BMF series. That's about to get ready to drop the new upcoming season. And you know, I think he outraged. I think people misunderstand 50. Like, but then again, I feel like 50 Cent is a narcissist. But I ain't gonna speak on that. So I think they'll do good together, you know? I think this go round, 50 mean well. I just hope Nicki don't fuck him over or try to slander his name, because it almost go back to birds of a feather flock together. And you know, it's just something that we all as women need to consider. Just because she black or just because she a woman, that don't mean we all gotta take her side. It's 2022. Let's just start calling people out. Nikki, it is what it is. You don't gotta slander everybody you work with. If that person like, okay, even I heard some men, oh, Steve a cool, Steve this, Steve Harvey that. Oh, he giving women game. No, Steve doing what he do. He doing what God put him on this earth to do. And you know something, share something. Like, what, y'all all got daughters, these same men got daughters and mad cause Steve giving out all the game. Nah, that man doing what he's supposed to be doing. Tell us, call people out when they wrong. But like I said, back to this narcissistic behavior, it gotta stop. And sometimes we don't even know when it's going on. Like, it's just pretty manipulation. Who got the most power? Who in control? And it's so sad because the narcissists always get. Sometimes they get with alpha females. Sometimes they don't. It doesn't matter, because in their head they gonna just be able to dominate them anyway. Whatever they say go, and then that spouse or that daughter or that son is gonna get manipulated into thinking, oh, the more I buy down to this behavior, because they often think that they created the behavior, the more that person gonna love me. No, that person don't empathize. That person don't have no empathy, barely have empathy for themselves. And believe it or not, that's what a lot of us get it twisted. Like, I grew up sheltered. Now I done been in this world a little while. Everybody got somebody that they don't fool with, they don't mess with, they mess with. That person belongs in somebody's family. So don't get it twisted. Everybody, oh, family fake, family and shit. Duh, that family got to belong somewhere. Y'all just used to it back in the day. Y'all just used to it being your friend. It's always been maybe a grandma or a mama or a cousin or a sister. We just didn't acknowledge it. Nowadays, people calling out fake family on your bullshit because it is what it is. Just because they're your family, you don't got to fool with them. It's a lot of people that I don't know. I done heard horror stories over the years. I'm like, dang, your grandma did you like that? Your mama did? Your daddy did you like that? Oh my God, your sister did you like that? Hell yeah. Who them brothers and sisters and co-workers belong in somebody's family. We just gotta start calling them out. You wrong, sis. I don't care if you my homegirl, you my mama, you my dad. You wrong, grandma. You wrong. You favoring them grandchildren. You got this grandchild staying with you and you put them up on a pedestal, but the other grandchildren see that. You know what I mean? Or it's the classic. I believe it's a lot of narcissistic mothers, and they parent like that, and they grandparent like that. Like, oh, all like, okay, so you'll have a mama. Maybe she might have 2 sons and 3 daughters. She always pulling and swinging on the daughter kids, but the son kids, they gotta eat shit. They gotta fight for a seat at the table. That's wrong. Start calling that mess out. That ain't how it's supposed to go. I got 3 boys and 1 girl. I just hope I ain't got to deal with none of that ghetto drama where I got to fight to see some grandchildren. Now, my son come to me and say, Mom, I don't think that my baby. Yeah, we're going to go get that DNA. We're going to swallow that mouth. But until then, I'm going to treat that baby like it's mine. Especially if I see characteristics. You know, I might treat them better than I treat my baby children. You know, my daughter children. Because that's the way it goes. But it's a lot of nasty people out here. And then we grow up believing, oh, well, because that's my grandma, that's my mama. No, they're narcissists. Your grandma, your mama, your daddy. And speaking of that, I don't want to jump subject, but I know the people in here gonna feel what I gotta say. Just keep your comments to yourself. I grew up in the era, right? Because this all go together. I grew up in the era where if a grown up said you did it or it happened, you did it. You can't question no grown up. My kindergarten teacher was a racist white bitch. Her name was Miss Raybird. Miss Raybird, if you listening, I still can't stand you to this fucking day. Okay? Y'all, and you gotta know your children. Don't get me wrong. I was bad. I was probably bad in preschool. Okay, and my daddy was probably in denial. My mama knew I was bad and needed my ass kicked. That's why she reinforcing and beat me every single chance she got. Okay, but it come a time where you just gotta like listen and you gotta sit back because now that I'm old, it's like, yeah, you don't think this white woman could be racist? Like racism still exists. We in 2022. Y'all, I got a pallet in the 3rd month of kindergarten. Not only did the principal beat me, my kindergarten teacher powdered me. She gave me about 6 licks. Then the principal came down. Y'all ever seen Problem Child, Lawanda? That's how our principal looked at Garner Elementary. Her name was Miss White. She drove a red Corvette. She reminded me of Lawanda. I wish I had a junior to team up with, because I probably would have did something to Miss White. But anyway, y'all, this lady would do so many like little underhand stuff to me in class. And you know, like when you like 5 or 6, you don't really probably know what racism is, especially if it ain't been taught or you don't hear nobody at the house or at the dinner table telling you that's what it is. You set your churn up. So even though I knew she was doing like little fuck shit to me, I could be trying to tell my mom, I'm like, man, I don't want to hear that. You bad. Like I remember she checked me in front of my mama too. I want to say so bad, mom, you gonna let her sit up here do us like this, you know, but keep in mind I was bad. So I get it, I understand. But nowadays, it depends on which one of my kids did something or said something, whether I'm gonna check too much into it. But you gotta watch this underhand. A lot of these teachers are narcissists. A lot of these teachers are racist narcissists. So it's like if your child ain't no troublemaker child, you know, you gotta look into it. I remember my second son, Lord bless his heart, you know, if you could paint him how you want to paint him, but to me, he never really got in trouble in school. Everybody probably got a little trouble. My oldest, oh Lord Jesus. Lord, I just thank you for change, Lord Jesus. That's all I'm gonna say. He gave me a run for my money the first couple years. My baby boy, oh my God. Them people be having my number on speed dial, text me all time of night. I be like, I check them. But you know, at the time, my second son, he wasn't that old, but he been in the school. But I know my child, and I think he was like in the first, second, or third. I don't know what grade he was in, and it was a black older teacher. And I'm like, why she at my baby? Like he was in the third. I'm like, dang, like my baby like really didn't want to go to school no more. I'm like, okay, how he turned into a problem child? Everything. Man, I had to go out to that school. Not only did I check her, I really took my keys out of that class just because out of the whole school just because of that. I always been freaky about my kids. Like if I gotta wake up early in the morning, we gonna be late. It ain't no might. I'm gonna take them to the best schools. I'm gonna put them in private schools. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do because I know the mentality of these teachers. I don't got the capability to homeschool them, but I do, but I don't want to. But I'm gonna make sure my kids get a fair chance. Just recently, I got an 8-year-old daughter. This speaking of narcissism, I got an 8-year-old daughter who's very intelligent, Malia. I ain't gonna say her school name, I ain't gonna say her teacher name. Just know when me and her dad went last year to orientation, we looked at each other and we was like, no offense, oh, she's Russian or she's married to one. Because you know how those names be. So that already raised red flags. So I remember seeing the name, and as I said the name, I said it with variation, and it was another administrator behind us when we was looking on the board trying to find who was her teacher. They said, oh, you know her? I said, oh, no. I just, the name rung a bell. So as the school year was getting off and progressing, my baby kept saying like little stuff was happening to her. It was her watch got broke. The watch her daddy brought her. Then what really made us tune in to her when her glasses got broke. And I said, well, did you tell such and such? She said, yes, ma'am, I told her. She just put my baby glasses in a bag and sent it home with a note. No, my baby said such and such stuck on her glasses. This is a form of bullying. And you know what my baby would tell me, Mom, all my teacher worry about is how I look. And I remember right before I moved her out of the school, this wasn't even mid-year. I remember doing a teacher parent conference that was mandatory. And my baby got in any trouble. And she, oh, y'all dressed her so cute. And oh my God, and her hair. And I remember my baby, because keep in mind, this was a predominantly white school. I think it was like 4% blacks and maybe like 2% Hispanics. And then the other 1% was other, okay? This was a charter school. And She say, Money always touching my hair and just looking at me like I'm amused. And every time I wear stuff new, because my baby be fly, I'm just like a center of attention. And I can tell my baby start wanting to be the center of attention. And I know that's not her. She like to look good. And when I had that teacher parent conference, that lady checked off all of the narcissist and racist teacher. That lady gave me the chills. I kid y'all no lie. That next week, my baby was transferred to a private school. Okay, because I need to know who is in control of my kids, who they gotta go deal with their spirits. Now you can't just come tell me you don't like a teacher or you don't like that subject. Nah, I ain't playing them games. But certain stuff we gotta check it too. And I remember my daddy saying, my niece had came to stay with us, and then we got her in the private school first. And then my baby was fond of my niece. So her dad was like, well, do you think she need to switch? Because she going on, you think she want to switch? And we sat her down. And he said, well, Malia, why you want to go to a different school? She said, Daddy, my school is being ran like a prison. So we laughed. We laughed. It was like, what you know about being raised like a prison? She said, for one, they lock up the flowers. The flower beds is like, she was like, they look so sad and depressing when they're in the flower pots. And I remember walking into the cafeteria and you can't talk. You gotta walk with the number one, like the hush over your mouth. And she was just starting to say, like in the cafeteria, you have to hurry up and eat. No talking, no talking. That's all they stress. So we was like, we had to do that. And then she said, well, they single out the rich kids from the poor kids at this school. I said, what? She said, yeah, such and such. No, I said, well, that's when I jumped in the conversation. I said, well, Malia, how do you figure they single out the rich kids from the poor? She said, because every Wednesday you could tell who's poor and who broke. I said, how? She said, because they don't never have no ice cream money. And I said, well, that's not she said, you could tell because she told me. Now, mind you, she was in first grade, and she said, the poor kids eat the school lunch, and the rich kids bring their lunch. I said, my God, which is true. Everybody know the free and reduced lunch kids is because you economically can't afford to send those 40 cents, $1, however much the breakfast in, or the food is. And when she was just telling me all these things, I'm like, okay, yeah, Malia, kind of like she said, yeah, ma, and a couple of those teachers are racist. And we could go on and on and on about the conversation we have from her, but she had the capability in the first grade to tell me this stuff. And my baby ain't crazy because it remind me of my narcissist teacher. In the second, yeah, I think she stayed up to the second. First grade was a phenomenal. She had a phenomenal, let me go back. First grade was a phenomenal year. I met that teacher. It was during COVID because I had her doing my kids was doing it was at a private school. COVID came and they did K through 12. Then it was running me up the wall. So then I said, oh no, we got to do charter. I'm not for public, but we're going to do charter. So first grade was a good year for her, kind of sort of at this school. And then it was second grade when she got that teacher with that Russian last name. That was a big, big, big red flag. But I just wanted to say that we just got to be mindful of who we dealing with. Some of us are staying with narcissistic people. Some of us have to let them teach our kids or they over a club or they your boss. It's we really can't deal with it. Matter of fact, if y'all head on over to the website, I know we on IG, we on TikTok, a couple different social medias. Head on over there. I'm gonna post an article how to deal and cope with a narcissistic loved one. Whether it's a family member, some of y'all kids are narcissists and don't even know it. Some of them do gaslight and stuff. They'll do something and then they'll contradict what they doing. And then you'll be like, hold on. Did you just tell me that it was Friday? Nah, I ain't said it Friday. The only reason why they saying it ain't Friday because it's really Tuesday and they don't want to be wrong. That's gaslighting behavior. They always have to be right. They're never gonna apologize, even when they're wrong, But like I say, head on over to our IG page. I believe it's Koffee. It's spelled with a K, KOFFEE_Kush. Kush is spelled KUSHHH, 3 H's. Yeah, head on over there and follow us on all social media. And like I say, like, share, comment. Let me know what y'all think about this Monique. Like a lot of us grew up, maybe the younger generation, but my show is not for them. Okay, but like we gotta call people out. Like Monique, you being messy as fuck. Like you is slandering everybody coons, everybody, and then it goes back to your mentality. Why is you even trying to do business and get in a relationship with these people? Like, come on, Oprah, really? Oprah, book club Oprah, who got more money than all of us ever will. Come on. Like, I'm not trying to say those people don't do cool like stuff and shit. How else you think you gonna make it out here? You gotta eat some shit sometimes. I ain't saying clap and bow down and do this and do that, but you don't have to always slander everybody you disconnect from. It's like, Monique, you out here, you older, you doing rookie ass moves. Like, if you done with show business, hang it up. Go independent. Start your own. Cube, do it. Do a production yourself. Won't you start to together a team and travel around the world and do stand up comedy? Won't you get your own shit? That way, you and Daddy Hicks can run it how y'all want to run it. You in control, and then maybe you'll get other nasty. What we gonna call these type of people? Because, like I said, I got a family member like this. And I'm not going to call them weak minded. These are brilliant, smart people. But maybe you could get submissive people like yourself who think you owe all this loyalty, all this to a man who have literally ran your career in the ground. And like I said, I really hope you don't fuck 50 Cent over because you know he a dog and he will drag your ass through the mud. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tune in. I ain't tuning in for the setup or the failure, but BMF is my show. I'm definitely tuning in. I'm just saying, I'm just really curious how this gonna go and how this gonna end. Cause those are two like 50 Cent is definitely an alpha male. So maybe it'll work good because she used to taking orders from narcissistic people. You know, I don't know. Hey, who am I? I'm only boss lady. Signing off.